Switching to baseball, and the Orioles' Chris Davis was baptized at the age of 6. But it wasn't until the age of 24 that he truly understood what it meant to walk with the Lord. Being a Christian, of course, is a process. In 2013, Davis made his first All-Star team, and while his career took off, his walk with the Lord took a back seat. During Orioles spring training in Florida, I spoke with Davis about how his faith has developed over the years. In 2013, Chris Davis had a phenomenal season. He led the majors in home runs with 53 and RBI with 138.
Going into the season, I was fully committed to whatever he had in store for me, and my biggest emphasis off the field was putting God first in every aspect of my life. Was blessed beyond my imagination and was able to do a lot of things that I've always dreamed about doing. And then last year, early in the season, was injured and really was just never where I needed to be in my relationship with Christ.
And Davis found out without Christ, everything can come crashing down. In 2014, he only posted 26 home runs and 72 RBI. Towards the end of the season, he was suspended 25 games by the league for testing positive for amphetamines associated with the drug Adderall. That suspension carried over to opening day of 2015. Despite the disappointing circumstances, the Texas native viewed it as a blessing in disguise.
I was humbled at the end of the season, and it was something that, going through it, I hated it. I didn't like any part of it, but being on the other side of it now, it was probably the best thing for me at the time. Even though I had to step away from the game for about a month and not be with my teammates, it was an opportunity for me to get back where I needed to be with God.
Davis puts a lot of stock in living a Christian lifestyle, and he understands his credibility took a big hit because of what happened last year. However, he is determined to continue being a light to all those around him.
I took a lot of heat last year, towards the end of the year, and while a lot of it was well-deserved, I think still as Christians sometimes we're looked at as people who can't stumble, and I think sometimes stumbling is the best thing that can happen because it reminds you that you're human. It reminds you that you need to lean on God, and for me, I want to be there for guys to encourage them in their faith. If they have any questions, I want them to come talk to me about it.
And to keep him on the right track, the 29-year-old has a tattoo of Hebrews 12, 1 and 2 on his ribcage.
For me, it was just something that was a constant reminder, talking about our witness, our testimony, living it out on a daily basis. And like I said, I'm not encouraging kids to go get tattoos. I have a daughter of my own, so I'm going to have some explaining to do someday.
In the Eastern League, that one is deep. That is way back, and Davis has got it. Goodbye, home run.
Davis has high expectations for the 2015 season, and he's out to silence all the critics.
I would love to hit 300. I got close in 2013. And it's something that's really important to me because my whole career I've been known as a strikeout or home run guy, and I've always thought of myself as a better hitter than that.
Davis has learned there will be struggles at the plate and struggles in life, but when you walk with Christ, you win in the end.
Some candid comments from Davis about his suspension, and let's kind of clear some things up. You hear, oh, suspension, he must have been doing steroids or doing something like that, but that wasn't the case with him.
Right. What people need to understand about Davis is a few years ago he was diagnosed with ADD, attention deficit disorder, so he takes Adderall to help him focus. Well, to take Adderall in the major leagues, you need to have a TUE, that's a therapeutic use exemption. In years past, Davis had one of those, but last year he didn't have one, so he took the drug, though, when things got challenging to help him cope. But since he took the drug without the exemption, that's what led to the suspension. But he does have the exemption now. And Davis says at the end of the day, it comes down to his relationship with the Lord, having that daily fellowship. That's what helps him cope. That's what helps him through challenging times. But he was a great guy to interview, really down to earth, and he's having a great season so far. Against the New York Yankees, he had a couple of doubles, 3 RBIs, so he's having a great season early on.
A great story, and hopefully he can keep it up this season.
Absolutely.